cold front blew through on Friday, and it's reminding me what winter kind of feels like. What normal temperature feels like. Let's go with that. Morning. Welcome to Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So you guys were hanging out with me all day on Thursday, trying to get that one pivot up and running. Friday, the wind blew all friggin' day. And by the time the sun went down on Friday, it was right at freezing. And then it got below freezing. And then yesterday it warmed back up, then it cooled back. Oh, man, I kind of got used to those summer temperatures. I wasn't ready for this cold snap again. So that pivot we turned on, that turned on Thursday morning, that water. So it turned off yesterday morning, Saturday morning. Remember, 48 hours and it goes to the next. We had a ditch that turned on yesterday at 2 in the afternoon. So the pond's been filling overnight, so we can fire them up this morning. Not this early this morning, but we're going to fire them up this morning. Another ditch turns on today. And then our last big ditch kind of right through here will turn on tomorrow. Yeah. So lots of water, lots of pivots to get fired up between today and tomorrow. It's busy. It's nice. But water, irrigation water, when it's in the 30s out, it's not the funnest thing. So right now we're going to zigzag around and check the divides, you know, where water splits between different farms. We've got one farm down this road we've got to check on, and then over a mile is the other. We're going to go check all those, then go get the bucket truck, start working on the pivots. I was trying to yesterday, but I assume Hector was using it, working on his house. I don't know. I went to get it and it wasn't there, so I was like, you know what, it's Saturday. I already don't care. So I gave up on the day. Now I get to do it when it's 30-something degrees. Yay, procrastination. So we got divide right here. It's clean. So we come down the ditch and there will be one more divide, then it goes into the pond. Ooh, a lot of water. I like it. So this pivot right here has alfalfa on the far side of it and then some dying weed on this side of it. The other pivot this pond feeds is back here across the road, and it is all open ground. So all we're gonna run this run is this pivot. But I need to do a bunch of nozzle work before I start it. That's what I was trying to do with the service truck yesterday. Not a big deal. We can get it done this morning. All right, farm number 2. Pond's filling up nice here. We got the little pivot back behind of alfalfa, baby alfalfa. Definitely gonna put a lot of water on. And then this pivot, a regular size one. I got it parked over there, pointed straight north at the edge of the hay. Run it across the hay, maybe the bottom end of the wheat. This top end of the wheat obviously is not worth irrigating. It is well past dead. Oh my God, speaking of wheat. Oh, if you guys have missed it, there's a couple of shorts that were posted. By the time this is coming out, it'll be a couple of weeks ago. Currently, it's like 2 days ago, where I was saying, you know, it's going to be a long 2026. Oh, the comments in there are just, oh, chef's kiss. They're so freaking hilarious. I've been laughing my ass off playing with these trolls all weekend. One guy claiming, yeah, all your wheat's dead because your soil is saturated with Roundup. The farm I took that video on has been certified organic for years until 2 years ago when we took it over. And there hasn't been an ounce of Roundup sprayed on that, anywhere on that farm actually, other than the field edge, like ditches and stuff. Because wheat, you can't spray with Roundup. And we had sunflowers in there, you can't spray that with Roundup. The alfalfa is non-Roundup ready alfalfa. So there's been no Roundup on there. But I tried to talk, you know, just answer him, and I realized right away I was just hitting my head against a wall. So it just kind of turned funny from there. A lot of people saying, how can you call that irrigated wheat when clearly you weren't trying to irrigate it? There's nothing I can do from November till whenever the water gets back here in the spring. You know, our canal, yeah, opens the middle of March, but here it is middle of April, and we finally got water. So it had to go 5 months, right? 4 months, whatever. It had to go several months on its own with zero irrigation just relying on Mother Nature to keep it alive. And, well, we all know how much of a bitch she's been this winter. It's hard to even call it winter. This spring that we've had for like 4 months already. Yeah, it's been kind of fun playing with them. Anywho, we're gonna go get an energy drink because I'm a friggin' moron. Stayed up half the night farming on the computer because, you know, I'm real smart like that. So we're gonna go get us an energy drink and then get this day started. Get everything going here. I'm gonna reverse these two because I'm tired of moving the service truck every time I need the bucket truck. But then I also need to look through the bucket truck and make sure I got all the parts I need in there because we need a lot of them. Here's what we got. These nozzles are actually the originals from when I put these pivots up in 2010, right as I got out of college. They're shot. A lot of them won't spin anymore. They're just wore out. I'll say this though, this one, the originals, last a hell of a lot longer than the new ones. They changed something in the polymer and they wear out a lot faster now. But what we're gonna do, because I really like these nozzles, we're gonna put on every one of these I got until we run out, which I don't even know if we got enough to do this outside tower, but it's a start. Get rid of all these, put on these guys. Here by the tower, we're just gonna flip it over to the germ plate. But yeah, we're slowly gonna switch this pivot over to LDNs. Someone was drinking a Buzzball here and didn't even share. Shit, two. They don't even share. They leave behind their trash, but they don't give me any. That's a ripoff. So here's what we do. We unthread the nozzle from the regulator. There is nothing here that is reusable because it's a different style of nozzle inside of there, different weight, everything. So you just find the number on there, 14, put a 14 in here, new weight, everything, screw it back on. Well, we're abandoning this project. I got just a handful changed. Tuna just called. He's got multiple guys coming down here to help me clean nozzles when I fire this up, so we gotta get fired up. I don't know why I need help cleaning a couple of nozzles. Whatever. Either way, the plan now is completely changed from what I was gonna do, so we're gonna go with this new plan. So I'm gonna go along here, unwrap all these nozzles from the towers and just fire the damn thing up. Alright, this farm is pretty notorious for pump issues to start the year. We tend to have a lot of weird electrical issues down here. Throw that out of the way. Gonna open up the filter. Aaron thinks he solved the leak. He goes, I'm pretty sure they put that gasket in there backwards. That's why it was leaking last year. Gonna open up good old field net app. It's this pivot. We're gonna go forward, water on 0.75 because it's gonna bounce, so that'll be 1.5 inches. Auto reverse on, apply. Well, that sounds good. That smells gross, but we're off to a good start. At least the pump's fired up and it sounds healthy-ish. This is where having that ditch gone is really handy. I come right off the pond onto this old lane road. The ditch used to run right here. Just need to beat the water to the end of the pivot so we don't get soaked. So far we're looking good though. I can tell we got quite a few running on the first tower, so we'll go down there and see what's plugged. First pivot started up beautiful. Let's go check the inner towers. So this is what I'm talking about, the nozzles are wearing out. See how they're not spinning no more? They're just spraying one direction. No, not that kind of one direction. Like, as in a physical one direction. The entire pivot. I got one plug nozzle. I'm not even gonna unplug that one because it's gonna do more watering here on ground I don't want to grow as opposed to ground I do want to grow. Okay. Alright, first one's up and going. Maybe that'll be how the day goes. I guess on to the next one. Glad I had help though. It's good. Wanted to point something out real quick. I had to shut this down because I had that little black line up there came off. Was having the end gun run all the time. But those NF tracks, they claimed, you know, they'll outlast tires, this and that. The oldest NF tracks we have, this would be year 12. These tires, year 16. You can see we're starting to get a lot of cracking in them. They're all but done. But yeah. Full pressure. Gun is still running. Nope, there it goes. There's the pressure shut off. All right. Had one problem here and I actually got it fixed. Give myself a little pat on the back for that one. On to the next one. Second pivot of the day, little 3 tower with the baby alfalfa. So that's pretty clean. Call that good. Open the valve. I can hear water flowing. Let's see, need this guy. So we need water on, depth 100. Blah blah blah. Okay. Spooling up. Set to the pivot point. You can see the end gun over yonder's up and flowing. Now it's time to get the big one back over here going. This pivot is pretty notorious for plug nozzles. Again, that first one I do not care. As you can see, it's on the dirt. But that guy and that guy, problems. That guy up there is a problem. But no more water than I have in my pond right now, and how worried I am about that baby alfalfa. I'm just wanting to pressure this up, make sure everything's working all right, and then I'm gonna shut it back off till this evening because I want to make sure I get plenty of water on that alfalfa. Okay, we're up and running. No plug nozzles. We hit 10 o'clock, so we got a crew headed to turn on the next ditch. We got 3 guys and a backhoe. Should honestly be plenty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go tinker with one of the pivots that'll get this water. By the time I get done tinkering with that, it should be kind of coming through here where we tend to have a lot of trouble. So go do that while they do that and see where we're at from there. So if you missed previous video, what I'm doing here is switching out my experiment I had going here by the towers back to the regular IWOBs. So in an effort to try and keep water out of the tower, out of the tire track, I changed these nozzle styles to a different type. I don't think it honestly made any difference. I think the biggest thing we're doing is the sand in the tracks and then not ripping through the tracks. That's what's actually helping us more than these nozzles. So what I'm doing now is switching these all back out to the regular nozzle, and then I can use these like on that one this morning that I was working on. Okay, that pivot is now ready to fire up this afternoon when the water's ready. When the water's ready, when the water's in the pond. Now, let's go switch out this bucket truck for my pickup so we have, you know, pitchfork, shovel, stuff like that, so we can go help them guys. We got it through all the yards, so now it's just a half a mile of open ground, so the 2 youngins in the backhoe can handle it from there. It's already 11 o'clock now, so I think what I'm going to do is run home, do a bunch of video editing here before lunch. Because if you don't know, Sunday is usually when I do all of my video editing. So I'm going to go see what I can get done here before lunch, and then after lunch head back out, go mess with the pivots that are already running, and then maybe by then I can try and start test firing the ones that are getting water now. Maybe. Youngins back there got their list of projects to work on this afternoon. Got a bunch of random cleanup projects before we get too busy. As for me, back in the bucket truck, got a couple more pivots gonna go tinker around with. Hopefully here in an hour or so we can test fire some pivots, see what we got. Okay, that's another pivot done. That kind of takes care of everything right here around, you know, the main yard and everything. I've got 2 more to do, but they're over east and they're not going to get water for a week, so I'm not worried about doing that today. Oh yeah. I mean, ideally I'd like to let the water settle for a little bit, but it's middle of the afternoon on a Sunday. My give a damn isn't that high. So we're going to start one of these. Well, so far not too bad. Just cleaned 4 nozzles here on this first tower. This pivot, that's to be expected. Got an in-gun malfunction because it's running when it shouldn't be. Hopefully that's something simple. Just sent the restart command. I flushed the filter while I was up there, but it actually wound up being, see this tiny little black line taken off to that control valve? So the module there on the control box, on the left-hand side, that 90, I don't know if it's broken or not. It's shot. It's a swivel, a 90 with a swivel to thread in. I don't know how to describe it better. Either way, the inside of it popped out. I shoved it back in. It acts like it's tight, so we'll see if it holds or if I got to figure out where in the hell to get some of those fittings. Here we go. Come on. Oh, you suck. Oh, we got the end gun fixed. Did not get the end nozzle fixed. Damn it. Screw it. We're going to get wet. We're going to do it the way it is. Mainly just because I don't want to shut it down, wait for it to go down, fire back up, shut it down, fire back up. You guys got to watch from here though. That's really cold, by the way. Got it. Got it. While we're here, we're gonna make that end nozzle work right. Second pivot went good, other than I got a broken gooseneck up there we got to go fix because it's leaking a lot of water. But other than that, this one fired right up. So let's go get that guy. Let's see, there's your problem right there. The water is supposed to go in there, not out here. So just cut the hose off right here, reuse it, take the neck off. Hopefully I can get enough of the hose barb underneath it to where I don't gotta use all the extractors and all that fun stuff. But I'm betting, oh yeah, it's broken above, so hopefully I can just get a pair of pliers on that hex head and just take that hose barb right out into the air pocket. Literally like 3 minutes later, I'm pretty sure because I'm only on the next song blaring in my ear from when I last talked to you guys. But 3 minutes later, we're headed back down. Ready to fire it back up. But I'm parked awful close and don't feel like getting that wet. So I'm gonna wait till I'm all the way down before I restart it. See, that's how it's supposed to work. All right, let's double check it, make sure we don't have any problems. And then on to the next one. Actually, we might go find a water because this is really hot with no AC today. Go get us a water and then go to the next one. Oh, that's cool because that wasn't happening earlier. Son of a gun! Another problem. Okay, now let's try again. See another small leak there. Looks like a pinhole in the hose. Not gonna mess with that now because it's already 4 o'clock and we've got one more to start. There's another neck up there. There's another one bad right there. Shit. We're gonna leave it for now. See if it makes it. Because I need to get that other one up and running. Oh. So far, nothing. Nope. There's another neck right there. Oh no, it's another hose. Jesus, this one is falling apart. Another gooseneck right there. What else? What else? Gotta be something else. We're not to the end yet. There's another gooseneck. Is that 4 goosenecks and 2 hoses? Stuck nozzle. That's a brand new freaking rebuilt one too. Oh, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Hey. Sounds real good on things. Look at the water too. I know you guys can't see it through this cool windshield, but out there on tower 2, I can already see we're missing a nozzle. So, but if that's the only problem we have, I'll call that a win. Got a little soft there. There's our problem. Simple solution. Just need a regulator, nozzle, hose barb, and a clamp. And this field is proof. Not everything around here looks dead. I mean, the far side of the field does. But basically right now you can really tell the difference in what kind of soil you have. The better soils, the crops are still doing decent. You know, there's some wheat out there that's still looking decent. We've got a couple fields that are going to do fairly good because of the soil. We got some wheat and hay out there. You know, you've already seen some wheat that's dead. We might have some hay that's dead. It's all about soil and where you put the water last fall. So the machine is running great, other than the small end gun here. And it's annoying because both end guns, the big end gun and the smaller one here that's running, are tied into the same pressure shutoff system. So something tells me I got something wrong with the shutoff valve. But it's barely reaching the road, so I think I'm going to call that good enough. So this pond gets water from 2 different ditches. The one we turned on today and one that'll probably turn on tomorrow. So since it's Sunday and I'm in a good mood because everything's functioning decent at least, we're not even going to try and fire up this other pivot till tomorrow. Plus it'll let that pond build a little bit. Basically all I would do is fire it up, make sure it ran, and then have to shut it right back off. Well, looky. Apparently you work all day on a Sunday. Big Boss will give you a $30 tip. That's what that costs, $30. My day was made. So needless to say, the cooler has been resupplied. Let's go check some ponds, check some pivots, chop chop, so we can start to enjoy this when we get home. Pivots from this afternoon, still running strong. it is. We have another good day of it tomorrow. I think the tuna's stalking me. He happens to show up just after I do. But check this out. After all the negativity about everything's dying, we got one thing growing strong. Oats. They look good. Cameron drives crooked as hell. But yeah, we got one crop still growing. So that's nice. Alright, I'm gonna go see what the hell the tuna wants. I'm sure it's something truly urgent and important. Catch you guys in the next one. See ya.